Because it's just a topic that, if I had the time, this class specialized a little bit more in this, we'd get into it. But we had some conversation about gene expression and about eugenics and, the movie Gattaca. I recommend it highly. You watch that movie. It just gives you just a really stark possibility of the future. And just this weekend, or this week, I heard on the radio, and I haven't looked up the article yet, but the University of Pennsylvania has the first gene, FDA-approved gene therapy for correction of a type of blindness. Now, which type of blindness, or multiple types, I'll have to look up and I'll report back to you. But, I mean, we were talking about this just 2 classes ago. This is exciting stuff. We are in the time period where the world is changing, and whether you're talking about artificial intelligence, because I know I've had some conversations with some of the classes about that. That was an out-of-class topic, and a computer science guy brought up some pretty cool stuff. The ability to modify our genetics. And I've expressed to you before, I have no problem saying it, if we do not exterminate ourselves with some kind of radical behavior or some transmugenic thing that we create, there will be another species on the face of the earth that will take dominance, and it will be some progression of us or something that we've had some hand in. And, we're talking, no time near. I will never see it in my lifetime, I don't believe, and I doubt you will either. I'm thinking if this crazy thing continues on, we're talking on a scale of maybe 1,000 plus years, but who knows? Things are accelerating. And this gene expression is just ultra critical. It's very important stuff. So we're going to skip over to Darwin, get back into allele frequency, some fitness, get into a little bit more about adaptations, kind of blow through his travels on the Beagle, and move on to some specific terminology for progression of evolution and the study thereof, or the mechanisms that drive evolution. Okay, here we go. Okay, Charles Darwin. He is, if you've been reading along with the long argument, I've read some things in there that I never heard about Charles Darwin before, so I hope you're reading the assigned readings. I've been finding that very interesting. Nonetheless, I think Charles Darwin is, a lot of people have used his name and some of his work to their own benefit, so to speak. So he was a scientist. He was not going into medicine. He tried, but didn't work out for him. Became a naturalist and was actually kind of a sickly guy. And so over time, what he accomplished is nothing short of, I think, remarkable for a lifetime. But it is an attribute, or it's in tribute to his diligence, his ability to keep track of information, his note-taking, his persistence, his scale and scope. He worked on multiple things throughout his life, all in parallel, but he would focus on one thing at a time, and he would publish as needed. And let's face it, he had the luxury of being someone who perhaps didn't really have to worry about day-to-day life struggles like just having food and shelter. He was rather fortunate in that regard, but nonetheless. So what we have here is we have him taking a job on a ship called the HMS Beagle, and on that ship he traveled around the world and circumnavigated the world from England back to England, and he did that from 1831 to 1836. Sorry about that, my phone's taking messages. Hold on. Can't pause. What would that? Okay, here we are back. I've only got 20 seconds, so he starts, oh, darn it, I lost my pen. Okay, he starts right here, travels crazy. If you read anything about traveling around the Horn here, pretty crazy stuff. Stops at Galapagos. That's going to be a big part of the next few sections. Travels on and out through the Pacific, goes to the Sandwich Islands, all this other crazy stuff that seldom gets discussed. And then I will just change here. I should have done the